I go to some party, I just speak with one girl and I went out with 8 girls around me.
This is Arnaud Humbert, an award-winning French actor with roles worldwide. 10 years ago he left all the opportunities in Paris for a life in Belgrade, Serbia. Now he writes, acts in plays, appears in commercials and gets roles in Serbian films. He shared with me how learning Serbian affected his dating life, how much can you earn being an actor in Belgrade, and why more people from the West are moving to Serbia. Enjoy!
When I come here, everything become easy. I mean, literally, it was like a fairy tale. Because I was traveling, and then in one city, it was Budva, it was in Montenegro, but it was very rainy. It was February, but it was very rainy, like crazy, so I was like, I need to move. Then I need to move to Sarajevo, and it was crazy. The night I came, because I came during the night, there's a big fire in one place. There was hooligans and protests going in the city and destroying the city. The night I came, and so they closed the city the night I came. So I was almost the only tourist in this city. And then when I come to Serbia, it's a totally different story. It was like sunny weather, perfect. I come to the hostel, the guys was very nice, really friendly, and everything was easy. Like it was written, I cannot explain. It was written that I'm here. So I was like, okay, it's so easy, let's keep going. Let's see what's happening. And even when I started to make a show, the first time I make a stand-up show, I was expecting to have like 15 people. I knew 5 people in the whole country, and I was full. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. I mean, my ego was flattered, and at the same time it was a little bit scary. And I was like, okay, I'm listening to that. This is easy, beginner's luck. And let's go, let's see what's coming there. And I was feeling good, and I was feeling myself more here. I cannot explain. I was feeling being myself, even when I was not doing anything. So I was like, okay, let's see, one more day, and now it's like 10 years.
What is your favorite place in Belgrade?
Kalemegdan, I love it, and fortunately it's one of the rare places who stayed the same. Even if this year, because of the weather, it's like very dry, but it's very, very nice because you have a view on the 2 rivers, and it's like very emotional. Plus, when I came back to France, I saw Victor Hugo came here in Serbia, and he was speaking about the ušće of the 2 rivers. He also wrote poems about Zemun, and I was like, oh, if he came here, I'm good.
It's not an obvious decision for a man of art, I would say, moved from Paris to Belgrade, because Paris is traditionally associated with art, with culture, and you did it.
In France, we have diverse culture with one language. When in school, I was with people from every country, from India, from Jewish culture, from Muslim culture, and that's great. I mean, I loved it. But it was one language mostly common, and we are bad in English in France. But here, it's mainly one culture, but with different language, because many countries are coming here to shoot commercial movies and everything. So it's like I come in one country and I can meet different kind of culture. People from Denmark one day, from Israel the next day, less from Africa maybe, but from India. We can think that way, like people say, oh, are you crazy to live in Serbia? But first of all, nobody knows what is Serbia. Even when I tell them, they say like, you live in, they don't say Siberia, but you live in Ukraine, you live in Romania. They don't know, even close friend that they know, they say another country, because it's like Eastern Europe, it's very blurry. They know Western Europe, they know America, but they don't know what exactly the situation. So for them it was not mad, maybe for some it was weird, and for some it was like, wow, that's very courageous. You start from nothing in another country doing your job like theater or like commercial or shooting. So for them, for some it was very courageous. For me, it was not courageous because I didn't know what to expect.
Now it's really interesting moment. I have a Frenchman in Belgrade, but in London, because this district is London.
Yeah, it's called London.
It's only in Belgrade you can have such situation.
Yeah, like now you are like, I'm telling you, in few meters you have like many shots.
You started here as a stand-up comedian. Maybe you remember, what's the best joke from this period about differences of French people and Serbia?
In French, in job, everything is control, everything is like order and everything, but in real life is like, it's a jungle, everybody is by themselves and thinking about their job. And in Serbia, I was thinking, and I'm still thinking, it's mostly reverse. In real life, you have like people helping you, trying their values and stuff like that. It's kind of organized in some way. And in job, it's like little bit jungle sometimes. You need to ask for being paid, you need to this. I was playing on that. I was playing, of course, on the seduction with a French guy. One friend of mine told me a pick-up sentence, which is tvoja kosa miriše na proleće. Your hair smell like spring. Imaš plave oči, boje morskog plavetnila. And maybe I even still making mistake. So I was going with this and with my malo govorim srpski. And I used this joke out of context, of course, during the show. Also saying like, which really happened, like when it's easy in Serbia, at least at that time, to go out and to don't know anybody, and they became your friend, like with drinks or without drinks. And I go to some party, I just speak with one girl, and I went out with 8 girls around me.
So you have great success among Serbian women.
At that time, yes. But then when I started to speak Serbian, it was different, because then because at the beginning I was like a French guy, so putting them somewhere else. So now I wanted to speak the language, I became Serbian guy, so I was less interesting.
Koliko ti je trebalo vremena da naučiš srpski jezik?
Prva je bila 2 godina, baš je bila teška, a da pričam 4-5 godina mi je trebalo. Meni što je bilo ključno je da učim, ja malo pričam srpski i onda to možeš, kad živiš ovdje, ljudi ćeš da pričati sa tobom. A poslije toga, mislim, najbolja stvar za jezik je samo slušaj. Ima ljudi koji su fantastični za slušanje i onda ti možeš brzo. Ja nisam, ali što više slušaš, što više ti ćeš unconsciously učiti jezik i onda ti ćeš reći neke rečenice, odakle znam tu rečenicu, nisam znao pre toga.
Koja ti je najomiljena reč u srpskom jeziku?
Ajde, može, zato što kao sve je moguće, može, ajde, može.
Sve je može.
Sve može. The language is connected to your life through the language. When I speak French, I'm connected with my family, with my roots, with my friends, all my life. When I speak English, it's all my trips, all the love story, when I speak Serbian, it's all the administration, the doctors. It's very connected, and your personality is changing, and how you appear to people is changing. I'm probably more relaxed in English than in French. And
how do you feel in Serbian?
For sure more relaxed than in French, and more mature.
Pa je sais pas, moi
Šta kaj? Srpski.
Ja kažem da ne znam, nije moj problem. Razumeš?
What I like in Belgrade, it was like this, you can meet people easily, you can really make bond, being friends. Things are more easy in terms of relationship. You are more saying the things. You can have a coffee with some friends and not call them and okay, in 15 days. What 15 days? In an hour? Even this starting to be lost, but that's what I like. Going, enjoying the Kalemegdan. That's what I like here. The relationship, because what I feel in Paris, I mean, I know it's a big city, megalopole. Most of people are not saying hello. They are like walking on you, doesn't say anything. It's very individualistic. Not everybody is like that, of course, and there are many nice people. But here I felt it was more human, and there is also a craziness in Belgrade itself. In moving, there is some energy that I really liked, and I still like many parts of it.
What do you think about the traffic in Belgrade? Is it hard to...
It's better than Paris. Much better than Paris. Because in Paris, when you are blocked, you are blocked.
What was the most striking cultural shock for you?
I was coming in the tramway in the night. I was seeing one girl in a short skirt at 3 in the night, walking easily, no problem. This is impossible. And I was with people from Morocco or Algeria. They were even more shocked than me. It's impossible in Paris. It's impossible even during the day with a shirt without being some guy coming, bothering her, even touching. And she was doing it. And for me, this safety was a shock. I mean, in a good way, shock and good surprise that it exists. You can go out and just live your life and nobody doesn't care. I mean, they can look at you, but that's it. That's just amazing human thing. It's possible. And France, and especially Paris, is very fucked up with that. Literally fucked up. In France, you have many strikes all the time, and I was not living in the city center, so every time I need to cut, they cut, so you need to go by some kind of bus, or there's nothing, you cannot work, or this is like, thank you Belgrade not to be like this. Like, okay, transport can be like crowded and stuff, but compared to Paris, it's really the big shock. Bus can go normally and there's no strike. Thank God. So that's a big difference.
How would you describe film and theater industry here in Belgrade as a professional who is working here?
It's difficult to make money in theater. I really don't do it for the money. Of course, I make money for some show and everything, but I know it's not a finality, and I'm not saying impossible because nothing is impossible. It's very difficult. I mean, I guess anywhere in the world, less in France, but still, it's very difficult. But I do commercial. In commercial, there's a lot of commercial here, and that's why I'm telling from different countries, and that's also why I'm telling you it's very nice to meet different countries there. So it's like doing less job and having a living. And then there is a movie industry which changed a lot. The first 5 years when I was there, it was very like France, like center of actor, and they were always the same. And then suddenly they make more series and movie coming from abroad. So it brightened, more actors were needed, more actors were coming, and so it's like there is much more chances to work. So there is a possibility to make a living for real. With acting.
What could be the range of income for actor based in Belgrade and acting internationally?
There's no rules. From 10 euros to 2,000, 3,000. It depends how big star you are a day.
2,000 euros a day.
It's possible. I work for 1,000 a day. I wouldn't do anything under 200, 300, yeah. It's a day. Yeah, I mean, it's our job. It can be a lot of money for some people, but I mean, if I want to do for no money, I do theater. In France, we have like minimum and everything. So, but I'm very shocked that in France it didn't move so much than 10 years ago. The prices, even sometimes they are going down, and in Serbia it's going up. I mean, paying normally. So I'm sometimes paying better paid here than in France.
I know that a lot of theater actors have a lot of stories when something went wrong during the performance. Do you have one?
One time we played, there was a dog. Because it was in Katsekra, there is a
it's a very Belgrade thing.
Yeah. There's a dog coming and going and playing with something. Oh my God. That was funny.
What do you feel in these moments? How do you manage them?
I love improvisation. I love the moments which are not. As long as the audience understand the problem, because that's if they don't, like I don't like when actors laugh and you don't know why, because you don't know. But when they understand why, if the joke was funny or something happened, for me it's great because it's make the theater what it is, like a ephemeral moment, be staying forever. So when you have this dog playing and you don't know what to do, that was very, very funny.
You have a premiere in the end of the September.
Yes.
Could you tell me about it?
I wrote a play. It's called Sećaš me se. It means Do you remember me? And it's about a father being a very important surgeon, and who is starting to have Alzheimer's disease. It's mostly a story about a teenager daughter who was like very talented in sport, who wants to do the Olympics. And she decided to sacrifice her life for her father, to put her career aside and to help him not to lose his cognitive possibility. For me, it's an idea I have for 15 years, even more, that how do we exist when we lose our own memories? Who are we? Because for me, life is about what you live with people and what you remember and everything. And when you don't have this anymore, it's very difficult to have the sense of existence. I live in the moment, and for me, it was the beauty to have like an adolescent, a teenager, who is fighting for the memory of his father, even if he's fighting for nothing, because when you have this, it's like progressing, going to nowhere. We are playing it in Academia 28, that's awesome, it's 28, Academia 28 of September, here in this theater. There will not be so many kids as now.
So we place a link for this show in the description, check it out. Your film, At the Border, is set in 2022 in Europe. And I'm now reading from IMDb. Life in the wealthy West has become unbearable, and tens of thousands of people want to immigrate to Serbia, where people still find joy in life. Do you think this scenario is now becoming from fiction to reality, transcending
I'm
fiction?
telling you what I wrote is unfortunately becoming true sometimes. Of course, not in the way it's written, but when we wrote it, it was in the future, so now we reach already this time. But I wrote it just because it was for me an homage to Serbia and how nice was the people and how I fell in love with Serbia. I wanted just to give some. At this time, I didn't know if I'm going to stay or not. It was before I opened my company, so it was just to make a movie here. Lots of people say when they say, "Look, what's happening now?" Like even with COVID, when everything was closed and people move. I mean, yeah, some things are true in this.
In this film, there is a problem of finding happiness.
Yeah.
In the West, there is no happiness, and in Serbia, there is happiness.
Outside, everything tells you be happy, be happy, be happy. But to be happy, it's to be out of that shit.
Does happiness depend on the place where you live?
It depends on the place where you are here. I mean, it's a cliche, but it's always depends how you are you succeed to be there. When you move from a country, your problem doesn't stay where they are. They stay with you. But the only good thing is like at the beginning, they don't come back. You leave the exploration and everything, and after they come back, and after you need to face your problems anywhere. You can never go. But you have the chance at the beginning when you change the places to find new things and to explore something. What was my observation when I make caricature? It was like, I'm coming from a Western country, when we told you be happy, be happy, be happy. I mean, I literally say be happy all the time, and using things which are not making happy, like I'm telling you, finding a job which you don't really like, or doing the thing you don't really like. Coming from here where there's less rules, but then you live more. Of course, it's not, people here are not necessarily more happy or less happy, but at least at that time, there was more ground for being happy. And also, I traveled and I saw some place in Thailand, for example, I saw kids playing with nothing, and I see this kid is fucking happy, even her mother is happy. You know, I mean, the way they look, the easiness. And I think we are losing by thinking too much, by finding too much looking for security, for comfort. We are forgetting what life is about. And happiness is not a material question. It's perspective. It's how you find. I'm not saying I'm reaching it, but it's a perspective of what makes you. And the more you are looking for something material and you are expecting something to reach to be happy, you are losing yourself. If you travel, you can be satisfied and it can seem to be happiness, but it's not. It's just new things and making your brain excited, but then it's like taking coffee. You can take one coffee, it's exciting, 2 coffees, and then the more you take coffees, the less you are excited. The more you take travel, the less you are excited. It's just big because it's something from external. It needs to be from inside, just to be satisfied to have whatever number of coffee it is, enjoying the thing, being there, even if it's 10 coffee, even if it's 1 coffee, even if it's 1 travel, everything. So, and it's not something I'm mastering or whatever. I'm not saying I'm the most happy, but for me, this movie was a tale to say like look how wrong perspective we choose in France, in Western countries, and how right it is to live here with saying the things you want, meeting people, sharing the communication more than the car, more than the phone, more than anything else. I mean, I know it can sound cheesy, but that's how I feel.